after we have done the pivoting, we have established the business, we have run the business, we have an idea, we have established a minimum viable product, we have successfully tested it, we have tested all the hypothesis is working, the growth is there. How do we accelerate? So acceleration is very important. Acceleration is come into the batches. So we are doing things batch by batch. We are not trying to accelerate in a very fast movement. So the batch means single piece flow. Every time we are trying to implement only one thing at a time, rather than we accelerate super fast and we collapse. So the growth can come from the different ways. Sustainable growth by word of mouth. It can come from the product usage. The more the products are being used, the more highly growth it is. You can do paid ads, but that's one time growth, and then a repeat purchases. So that's the model of what we call sustainable growth. These are the sustainable growth ways of sustainable growth. So the engines of growth. So how we do we really we call how do we grow? What are the engines of the growth? Different methods. So one is the sticky method. We call it churn rate. How much that it means that you are asking the customer to stay on the system. So the longer they stay on the platform, the higher is their value. For example, Facebook, the higher, or YouTube, the higher you stay on their platform, the higher is their value. They are generating the higher ad revenue if you stick on them. So it's based on the usage. Then you have viral. So means how many people are going to use your system. The more people use your system, is the growth will be very fast. So in the sticky, the consumer volume may not be very high. However, the usage factor has to be very high. In the viral method, the consumer may not be very much, they may not come on your product too much, but it has to be viral means it has the customer is going to tell 10 different other people. So that's called viral coefficient. The measurement is done by coefficients. So higher the coefficient, more viral it is, and more the faster it will grow. For example, Facebook is both viral and sticky and it paid. So is there any cost to get a new customer? So you have, if you are paying a new customer, so how much money that you are able to generate from that particular new customer? If the benefit outweigh the cost, your startup will not grow very fast. It will collapse. So the cost of acquiring a new customer has to be lower than the benefit that you can get from them. And then another technique that we wanted to discuss here is adaptation. How we adapt. So means you need to ask five why. So after every product, there are always uncertainties, there are always failures. To adapt means to accept the change and to accept the uncertainties, the failures, and change your processes to be able to grow faster or to be able to grow sustainably. So for that, we need to find the root cause of the problem. So how to find the root cause of the problem is we something we call five whys. So let's say, for example, if there was a machine in a factory, machine stopped. So we will ask the first question, why the machine stopped? So answer maybe, let's say, it's a overload. So okay, so then why was the reason, why was there was overload? So maybe the bearing was not lubricated. So why bearing was not lubricated? Because lubrication pump was not efficient. Why lubrication pump was not efficient? Because the shaft was worn. Why shaft was worn? Because there was no strainer attached and the metal scrap went in, so shaft was worn. So once you start asking why many times, at least five times, you will be able to get into the root cause. You may get to the root cause maybe after two whys or three whys only. You don't need to go until the five. But the idea is to get to the root cause of the problem, the lowest possible, the smallest form of your issue, and then you fix that so that the problem doesn't happen again and again. So that is called adaptation. Then we have something called innovation. Innovation is always a continuous process. As we said, startups work in uncertain environments. So it means that they always have to continue innovating. So we have to nurture the innovation. To nurture the innovation, we have to provide the resources, allocate the resources for innovation only. And then we create an independent development authority. So whoever is in charge of development, he is not required, he should not be required to answer the traditional methods of product delivery, the value, the profit, the loss. If that is the case, then the innovation will not happen. And the leader has to have some kind of personal stake into the project, then it will be become more successful. So ultimate objective is to deliver the cookie.